Hey y'all, so we back with another episode of In the Limelight. I told y'all I was gonna get y'all together, independent fashion designers. So I have another designer from Fashion Week who is definitely going to put you on game. Okay, if you guys register for building your fashion brands, you know me and Lenice is all about unconventional ways of getting into the fashion game. But this guest that I have right here, she actually went to fashion school. So we're gonna get a little insight on her brand, her background, and how she got her stuff shown at New York Fashion Week. And she's actually gonna give us a nice little preview of one of her items from her collection. So let's give it up for AMARI MONEE. Hey girl!
Hey!
How are you?
I'm doing well, how are you?
I'm good. I feel really good. I love this project that I have put together, and it's just I love just meeting, just young independent designers, because you guys just think outside the box and just not in one dimension.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. I think it's always exciting and refreshing to meet people who are interested in smaller brands and upcoming designers and not just big names. So it's something exciting for me.
Yes. So wait, you know what? I'm gonna start it lighthearted, because I know this traditional way is dive right on in, but no, I am a fun girl if you ever get to meet me in person. But we're gonna get into our game most recent. So I'm gonna ask you a question of your most recent thing that you like, that you wear, whatever the question is. You just think at the top of your head, what was the most recent? So the first question is the most recent song you listened to.
Ooh, Stuck on You by Giveon. Just listen to it.
I like him. Yes.
Oh my God, his voice is
it's like suede to my ears.
Yes, a nice velvet,
Yes, but I've been listening to Lucky Day.
No, okay, Lucky Day, Giveon, Ari Lennox, those are my top.
Okay,
all day, every day.
I've been stuck on Lucky Day. I was jamming before you came in, girl, over to Lucky Day.
As you should.
My next question is your most recent IG post that you shared.
Oh, it was about the press I've been receiving since the show. So it was on Marie Claire Italy, or Italia, and then El Italia as well. So.
Yeah, we seen that. That's gonna be my next question. Your most recent publication and press. Let the people know in the back.
So yeah, El Italia, Marie Claire, Fashion Magazine 24, and definitely some local smaller brands known in Atlanta and Savannah. So
yes. Okay, and our last one is your most recent podcast that you listened to.
Ooh, I'm not really a podcast person. That's probably been over a year since I've listened to a podcast.
Okay, so you're not a podcast. Okay, what's the most recent YouTuber you watched? What's the category? Or if you know a YouTuber that you watch religiously.
Honestly, most of the time when I'm on YouTube is to listen to a sermon versus YouTubers.
Go ahead and say it. That's a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you were actually the second designer who says they listen to God. That's gospel, right? The church.
Yeah.
Religion. Yes. So yeah, you are the second designer that I interviewed this week. He listens. He said his last song was a gospel song. And I'm like, don't be ashamed. Give people a nice run. Everybody doesn't listen to just ratchet and R&B.
Right.
It's we are open over here. So that's interesting. Okay, so let's get into you. What got you into fashion, and what made you decide to go to design school?
Okay. Well, I really dove into fashion when I was probably started around 5-ish. Because my aunt, back in her heyday, she used to model, and so she would travel around the world doing local things as well, always in magazines, going on photo shoots, runway shows, and I was kind of her tag along all the time because we were really close. So that was really my first introduction into it, and then over the years, watching Project Runway, watching my great grandmother
That
style.
So fun.
Then my grandma was sewing all the time, so it was always something I was intrigued by and around. So I decided to go with fashion.
Yes. Is it everything that you wanted it to be as you look at it, but when you get into like the industry, you're like, oh no, whoa, let me step back. Let me take some adjustments, or let me see if there's like another area.
Probably at the beginning of high school, I was a little nervous to go into the industry. I was like, is design something I really want to do? Because I mean, with design, that's something you really have to commit to.
Ooh, child,
yes. And working day in and day out on it. So I was like, is that really what I want to do? And I was just like, well, maybe I like the styling. But I was like, no, like design is really what I'm passionate about. And so as time went on and like doing fashion shows for my school and things like that, I definitely like really sparked my creativity and my passion for designing.
Yeah, shout out to y'all designers, because I'm in the lab with y'all sometimes. It's not like at the tiptoe start sometimes, but in the middle, it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of math, it's a lot of cutting, it's a lot of trials with muslin, and it's just a lot. And I'm like, girl, shout out to y'all.
Back and forth, but and this is what you love to do. It's something
I know. That's why I said shout out to y'all. I will be the stylist. I will help you see things that you do not see. But yeah, y'all like really like live in the studio sometimes. So when y'all go MIA, y'all are like locked in until like it's time to come out.
That's so funny you say that. A lot of my friends, they say that anytime I have like a new collection coming out or I'm working on a lookbook, they literally don't really hear from me for a while. And I'm like, hey, I'm back.
Yes.
So,
yeah, when I see somebody start drawing, I'm like, yep, they about to be locked in for another like 6 to 8 weeks or something like that.
Yep. Long process.
Yes. So was your experience at fashion school, was that everything that you desired? Was that like your first choice to go to Savannah?
So originally, well, I had 3 top schools. I wanted to go, FIT was my #1 for years up in New York, and then Parsons was #2, and then SCAD was #3. So visited New York before, always loved it. And then one time I actually went up there, saw the schools, but I didn't connect with them like I thought I would. Then I was just like, okay, well, let me look more into SCAD. So then looking more into SCAD, did my research, talking to other people who were already there and their programs in the fashion program. And then I was like, okay, I think I can see myself there. And then when I took the official tour of SCAD Atlanta, I never looked back after that. So once I got accepted, I was definitely excited.
Yeah, see, everybody don't gotta be in New York to make it, y'all, in the bag, okay?
Yeah, I think it's more important that if one is considering going to fashion school, I think it's more important that you actually connect with the school instead of just aiming for who produces all the grades. So
yes. I went to school in college, but I didn't go for fashion, and I definitely believe that school in like your early 20s, they need to be supportive of you because you're still trying to figure out life.
Right.
And then fashion will like come later. So I definitely agree with you saying like you wasn't feeling how their vibe was, because that, yeah.
Yeah, everyone is different, but I know for me, I needed the environment that SCAD has, and so it's definitely helped me grow as a designer and as an individual along the way. And I'm only 2nd year now, so I'll be 3rd year in the fall. But
okay, so yes, you like a new college student. Yes.
Thank you.
And you already making it to New York Fashion Week. Let's get right into it. Yes. How did you find out about it? How did you get, like, what's the whole experience for all the aspiring independent fashion designers?
Okay. Okay. There's a long-winded version, but so in short, Flying Solo have reached out to me. This is 2021. So they reached out to me in the summer, early fall of last year. They reached out to me asking like if I wanted to be a part of their show, because they have one in New York and they have one in Paris. I think at the time they were looking for designers to show in Paris. So like, of course, there's Fashion Week, like, I want to go. But one thing about me, my relationship with God is like the most important thing to me. So I was praying about it, talking to my mentor about it, and I just didn't feel like it was my time yet. So I was like, you know, I'll withdraw my application. Maybe in the future, I just need to focus on my collection I was working on at the time and school. I'll just get there eventually. Like, I'm only 19, because at the time, I think just turned 20 or was almost 20. So I was like, I'm only 19, I have time, I don't need to rush it. So then time goes on, they reach back out again around December, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll consider it, but I think I forgot about it until they reached back out again in January. And they were like, so a designer dropped out last minute. We definitely want your stuff in the show. If you can't make it, then just send it up there. So like either way, they wanted my collection in the show. And so in my head, I was like, there's no way I'm not going to New York Fashion Week building. So the process went from there, just submitting everything, finalizing plans, and then having to push this collection out so it can be ready in time for Fashion Week.
Yes, the urgency. So they reached out to you. How was it a male that reached out to you? It started with a B?
No.
Okay, I think it's the other. I know who it is. Okay, so the B does the stylist stuff. Okay, I know who he's talking about. I know who they are. I work with them. So they reached out to you. That's a new one. So they've been scouting you. They might be, I don't know, maybe they like look through, you know, designers at different fashion schools. But that is very interesting. They reached out to you. So
yeah, it was, because I remember initially when they reached out, I was pretty surprised. I was like, how did you guys find me? But nonetheless, super excited about that.
Yes. So see, it's not all about numbers and followers. Listen, keep doing your thing, and you guys, they will find you. You're dope, they'll find you. Don't worry about numbers and followers. This is all just a hype. Boy, don't I know. Yes.
Yeah.
I really love how you said that you have a mentor, especially that you're 19. I have about 6 right now. Okay. I have 6 different ones. They have like different specialties. Yes, I have 6 different ones because I have 2 different businesses that I run. One is fashion styling, and then the other one is strategic branding, specifically for independent fashion designers. So yeah, there's one. I have a mentor as far as like finances. Like I gotta keep that in check because I work for myself. So people hire me, so I gotta keep that in check. Then I have one that's client acquisition, doing business development, making sure I have great rapport. I had to get into that because I'm an introvert. I could crank out ideas. I like staying to myself. I don't really need anybody. So I had to like get out of that element, but also still have like my persona. Then I have another one that just is my overall business woman. Like she's a woman that has a similar personality, and she just helps me if I'm like, am I saying this too harsh or is this too blunt? So yeah, I just have different mentors to like keep me aligned, and they definitely help me, you know, keep myself alive during this pandemic, because if I was just by myself, I probably would have crashed.
Yeah, no, that's definitely important. And to your point, one day I hope to have mentors. I think one thing that definitely lacks in today's day and age is like the ability or the willingness for people to learn. Because again, a lot of people want to do everything themselves, but to a certain extent, that's great to be like independent, self-motivating, but at the end of the day, you still need to learn, you still need to evolve. And if there's people around you that you can trust to guide you and help elevate you, definitely take advantage of that.
Yes, definitely. Let's get into some fun. Your top 3 favorite items. What are they?
From the past collection?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
you know what? We could do from your whole collection.
Okay.
Anything. Your top 3 favorite.
Okay. Definitely my Monet dress, which is the big blue gown. Love that baby. That's like my child right there.
As you should. You probably spend like hours. Probably like 15 hours.
It's probably more than that, honestly.
See, I was close. I be in the lab.
Yeah. It was, yeah, that thing was brutal, but definitely my baby. Second in line would definitely be the one behind me, which is like a jumpsuit with the sequin and fringe overlay. And then third in line, okay. Third in line is probably a tie between my black fringe garment and probably my yellow one that I did in my first collection. Okay. Which is similar to the blue, but a little bit smaller scale.
Okay. And what was, I'm gonna guess that the lily dress, the blue dress, that's the name of it, right? Was that the last, the blue dress?
The big blue one? Yes.
Monet, yeah, sorry. Was that dress the last dress you made? Like that the idea came last?
Pretty much.
It's always the last.
Yeah.
It's always the last one. The pressure. What am I gonna do? Yes, the urgency. So what inspired you? What inspired that dress to be created?
For me as a brand and just like my own personal aesthetic, I love color, texture, volume, the dramatics basically. And so I was like, how can I make a moment? How can I make an impact? Something that's obviously going to take a lot of attention, but I don't need all the bells and whistles of having sequins or the dramatics. So all the dramatics was just in color and in the form of the actual gown.
Yes, it's definitely an art to just staying in your lane and knowing which elements you want to pull to make that splash. And you've definitely done that with the tulle ruffles. I loved it. I was like, the color pop, and then when you like look at it, I'm like, man.
Yes. Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Yes, but yeah, I could definitely tell because I have a little bit more insight, but I was like, yeah, she probably made this dress last. This concept probably came last. I was like, 9 out of 10 is last. And I was right. I knew it.
You're right. You got it.
I knew it. So we're going to play our last game. What would Mikara wear? So what would you put me in your collection?
Ooh. Probably my first gown. My first gown at the show was this, it's like a tribal neon sequin gown, super high slit, and then like a gray ruffle train behind it.
Yes.
I can see the whole moment right there.
Yes.
Beautiful on your complexion, so I can see you in that one.
Yes. I was on your website. I love the green version of the ruffle dress with the bodycon and the ruffles. Yeah. That was definitely a moment, especially because I love green. And then I want to say it was like the It Factor I saw, the It Factor skirts. That was definitely a moment. I said, yes. That is what Mikara would wear. Yes.
Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that.
You are welcome. So let's get into your item, our live item that you showed at New York Fashion Week.
Yes, of course. Okay, so this item right here. Alright, trying to move a bit closer. Okay, but this one moves beautifully on the runway. So this one is just like a wide leg jumpsuit, like a mocha color. So definitely women of color can pull this off. Chef's kiss, beautifully. And then it's asymmetrical. There's like a high-low going on, so it's like a bias binding in the front. Then it drapes around to the back side. And then obviously you can see the side profile here. Then I'm all going crazy because of the reflection.
I love it.
But beautiful drape, and then of course all the long fringe down towards the bottom.
It is beautiful. I love it. And it's about to reach spring too. So yes, the sun.
Yes, definitely something I love making, and This one, it took me a while to figure out exactly how I wanted it. Because the top, I knew I wanted to drape beautifully, but it was just a matter of figuring out what I wanted to put under it and how to pair that would move the best on the runway.
Yes. Are you going to come back to New York?
Oh, I would love to.
But you're still in school, so.
I know. I'm just like, maybe once I graduate, and then, because by then I have like 2 years left. So then by then I feel like I can get my life together enough to move up there. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, New York Fashion Week, I meant to say, not just New York.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yes.
I get the opportunity to go. Of course, the ultimate dream for me is Paris Fashion Week, but I would definitely go back to New York Fashion Week anytime.
Yes. Now let the people know where they can find you, where they can stalk you, where they can buy some things.
Yes. Okay. So my Instagram, my brand Instagram is AMARI Monee, MONEE. And then my website is amari-monee.com.
Yes, I'm glad you spell it for the people in the back. Okay, there are people who do not know how to spell. Okay.
Just to make sure you guys can find me, okay? Because I know there's different spellings, but yes, ma'am. Yes.
Well, thank you for taking the time out and being a part of Mikara. Yes, and it's new in the limelight. Yes, I hope you enjoy.
Thank you for having me.
It
was super exciting and fun to talk with you guys. So.
Yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely go follow AMARI. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, y'all.